As you probably already know, part of your Facebook ads campaign success comes from your creative. Like, what are the actual ads? What are the actual images? What are the actual videos that you're running as a Facebook ad that grab people's attention to get them into your funnel, right? And in today's video, I actually want to talk about how you can leverage your competitors' Facebook ads as a source of inspiration to improve your ads and to get better ads in the future, right? And therefore increase your ROI. Now, I want to be clear though, like, you should never, ever steal anything from any competitor. Like, that's unethical, that's not the right thing to do, but there are things to look for, there are patterns to see, there's things to look for that you can then leverage inside your own Facebook ads creative. So how do I do that? How do I leverage someone else's Facebook ad to improve mine? Well, to be quite fair with you, I mainly look inside my own Facebook timeline, right? So what I do is I just browse Facebook and I'll just, whenever I see something like this, like sponsored, I know like that's obviously a Facebook ad. Next thing I do is I look at like how many people actually commented, how many people actually liked. Reason why I'm checking that is because, simply put, if something has like 100 likes, I don't know for sure if it's actually converting for that person. I don't want to be inspired by something that may or may not actually work. Instead, if I see a Facebook ad that has like 1,000 likes, for example, and I know for certain that the advertiser has been running that ad for a while, and assuming they're not just doing it to throw money, burn money, I'm assuming that it's actually converting, it's actually profitable for them, right? So whenever I see an ad that has like 1,000 likes or even like 5,000 likes or something like that, I know like, it's working for them, right? So when I see an ad like that, like in this case, I see this one only has 150 likes-ish, but I've seen this ad multiple times. Sometimes advertisers that duplicate the ad, it's actually essentially the same Facebook ad as before, just as in, the social stats start over again, right? So in this case, I know they've been running this ad for a while, so I know it's actually profitable for them. So usually what I do right away is I will save it. In this case, I've already done it. Let me just save it again. So I save it and I add it to a collection called ads. In other words, I have a saved collection on my Facebook account where every time I see a good ad, I save it there so I can always go back to it later. But there are a couple of things that I look for as well. Sometimes I'll check out if I'm really curious, like I'll click on like, why am I seeing this ad? So first click on the top right corner and then why am I seeing this ad? To see like if Facebook reveals anything of their targeting. In this case, apparently, this advertiser, Molly Pittman, is trying to reach people on Facebook that Facebook thinks are interested in social media, Examiner, Neil Patel, and more. So apparently, this like interest-based targeting. Sometimes it's because they're having a custom audience, but this sometimes gives you some inspiration of like what it actually is, like why they're actually targeting me, right? But what do I actually look for, right? Because there's no real use of seeing your competitor's Facebook ad if you're not actually, you're not going to copy it. So what do you actually get from it? Well, what I usually look for is, first of all, anything that stands out. Like in this case, it is a video ad, and it's just a certain style. It's like 12 seconds long. There's no real education in there, but it just, like, it's a very visual way of like what it is. Like, that's actually a good idea. Like, usually I create videos with me, my face on it. I explain certain things. This one does not have any education. It's just a visual of like what they actually do. Like the ad goes to the finish line. So that is something I could look for, right? Also, I usually look at like what is the actual angle, what's the hook, right? So in this case, like ad costs are down, making now the perfect time to find new customers. I also look like, hey, what they did is they have the landing page URL right at the top, right? So it's actually visible right away. So things like that, I just look for, like, I start to see patterns. So let me just continue through my timeline right now while we're talking and see if I see any other ads that, all right, here, an ad from Scott Alford. Image ad, like what stands out, like orange color, like boom, but doesn't have many likes. This is a brand new ad. It's not a proven ad yet. It stands out, but I'm not sure if it's going to convert or not. So let me just continue and scroll through to see if I find anything Akiflow, right? This 4 likes. I'm not really interested in that. So as you can see, like I'm sort of like whenever I am on Facebook, I'll just check like, all right, this one has 1,000 likes. Apparently it's working. 471 comments, 200 shares. So something is up there, right? And as you can see, what's interesting is like, the Facebook ad is also run from a name, and you see this a lot of times where, instead of an ad being from a brand like UpViral or Connectio, you'll see the ad from like it's still a Facebook page, but it's using a personal name. I do that a lot as well. I will run ads from the Wilco to Kreij Facebook page instead of using the UpViral or the Connectio page, right? Same thing here. He's having this red headline that really stands out. What kind of video is it? Like, again, like meme style. If you've seen any of my ads, you've probably seen me do that as well because it works really well. It's like 3 minutes long, and like what's interesting here is like, hey, that's something to test out. There's no text here, right? Again, that is something that I'm like, hey, that I could test it out, right? So just by going online right now, I've already got a couple of ideas. I could run a short Facebook ad, like 10, 20 seconds, without me, but just like a visualization of something, like just something that grabs the attention. I could do a meme style video, but without any text here on top, right? So again, like normally I would like dive into this video and like actually like what is the actual style. In this case, it's like a lot of visuals, like a lot of stock footage, it seems. In this case, I'm not going to watch the whole video as a whole, but again, like this was something that I could then, I've already saved it in the past, but in this case, I would have saved that to my library so I can actually, you know, go back to it later on. Let me just continue scrolling. Here, we got another one. 31 likes, not a lot. All right, so let me just continue and see what else comes up. 6 likes, just not a lot. Like as you'll see, like it doesn't always happen that you see the very best ads, but I really try to be picky to see like, hey, I want to learn from the ads that are working. Now, once you then have that done, once you've got like over time, you know, whenever you're on your mobile, you'll just you know, whenever you see a good ad, you just save that to that list. And then after a while, you can just go in here, right? This is at facebook.com/saved. You go in here and you'll have basically your whole, like a library of Facebook ads. And then if you want to go back to them, like all you need to do is like click on view original post. And I do that in a new tab. And I can just like, whenever I want to go through, I'll just open some random ones just to see like, hey, what is, I'm not sure which one I'm actually selecting, but like sometimes I'll just see random stuff and I'll just, whenever I work on new Facebook ads, when I'm thinking of like, what will I create? I'll just go through this and I'll just check, hey, what are people doing again? Like, right, this one was actually not as successful, but it stood out to me some shape or form. Like they started with text. Hey, like, hey, maybe that is a good thing to test out. Like just text in the initial couple of seconds. Again, meme style video, 34,000 views, like not super successful, but at least something. So again, like usually there's something that stood out to me why I saved it. Next one. Like this is a screenshot, very much proof-based, but like 1,300 likes. So apparently it's working for them. There's no link in here, just a short text with a lot of proof. So something in there must be working, right? So next one that I saw, let's see, this is like just, I saw it, I was like, wow, that's super creative, like completely different style. Like they have some kind of an actor and he's, like this is super creative, right? So, and as you can see, it works really well because they got 17,000 likes. So apparently it's been converting for them, it's been profitable for them, right? So I'm like, hey, what can we do to mimic a style like that? Like it's super short, right? And it just like in their case, they're all about, you know, designing it quickly and like a magician, right? So they dressed it like a magician. I'm like, hey, maybe that's something I could do. I wouldn't copy it, but like it's definitely a source of inspiration, right? So this is basically what I do, is like to let myself be inspired by Facebook ads. And of course, if you want to like, if you already know who you want to follow, what you can do is go to facebook.com/ads/library. And that's where you'll be able to find, for example, if I want to find ads run from, let's say Frank Kern. I don't know, what is Frank Kern doing these days? I would be able to click there, right? And I would see all the ads he's running. In this case, I don't just want to have the Netherlands, but all ads. Yes, there you go. So now you can even see all the ads that someone's running. The only downside is in this case, you will not be able to see the social signals. You won't be able to see how many comments, how many likes. So it's harder to see if it's actually profitable or not for them. But still, you can use it as a source of inspiration, right? And you can just check them all out. The videos will work as well, right, if you play on it. So that's another resource you have to look at what your competitors do. But again, don't copy, just use it as a source of inspiration to create better ads. Just make a list of all the ideas that you have and then start creating new ad creative. I hope it helps. And obviously, if you want to make sure those ads are shown to the right people, actually, because having the right ad isn't enough. If you want to make sure that the right people are going to see the ad, then check out Connectio.io. We help you with your targeting. You'll be able to do much more precise targeting to make sure your ads show up in front of the right people who are ready to buy. So check out Connectio.io, and with that having said, I hope you have an amazing day.